Hi students, in this video we will try to find a trick to remember the range of inverse trigonometric functions. See, the inverse trigonometric functions, when the range is listed in values, it looks very difficult to memorize. So here we are going to look at the whole range in forms of graphical understanding. So let's start with the first one, which is sine inverse of x. So before we go into finding the range, first let's draw a quadrant. So we see all the quadrants here. So this we know is going to be 0, this is pi by 2, this is going to be pi, this is 3 pi by 2, this is equal to 2 pi, and also if you do in the reverse direction, this is going to be equal to minus pi by 2. This direction, if you travel, this will be minus pi, and so on. Now, when you look at the range of sine inverse of x, we will remember it as a D curve. Okay, so in the vertical line, I'm placing a D curve. So remember, the curve is touching the plus pi by 2 and the minus pi by 2. So that means I will put a square bracket to include both minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Now the next function is going to be cos inverse of x. So for cos inverse of x, I'm going to place a U curve, a inverted U curve. And please note, this is going to touch the x-axis completely. So here we are going to look at it from 0 to pi. Why this direction? Because this is the direction I'm traveling for sine inverse. So this is the same direction I'm going to continue to travel for cos inverse too. So then cos inverse range is going to be 0 to pi, both in square brackets. Why? Because the line is touching in this direction. Now let's take up the third curve. This is going to be the tan inverse of x. So for tan inverse of x, I'm going to place the curve, but this time note the difference. It is going to be a D curve, but it is not going to touch the pi by 2. In this case, when I write the range, I'm going to write between minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. However, the point or the curve is not touching these, so I'm going to put a simple bracket instead of a square bracket. Now let's move on to the next one, which is going to be cosecant inverse of x. So for cosecant inverse of x, I'm going to place the curve slightly different. Look at the curve. It starts from pi by 2 but doesn't touch the 0. Similarly, it comes from minus pi by 2, but I'm not going to make it touch the axis. So in this case, it is going to be, the range is going to be minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Remember, I'm touching the pi by 2 axis, so this is a square bracket, but the point that I'm going to skip is going to be 0, so minus 0. Now let's move on to the next trigonometric function, which is equal to secant inverse of x. So for secant inverse of x, again I'm going to put an inverted U curve, but this time see, it starts from 0, it doesn't touch pi by 2. Similarly, from here also it is not touching pi by 2. So this is again an inverted curve, but this time without touching pi by 2. So when I write the range, it is square bracket of 0 to pi with the exception of pi by 2. So minus pi by 2. Now for the last trigonometric inverse function, that is cot inverse of x. I'm going to close the entire cot inverse of x by an inverted U curve, but it is not touching both 0 and pi, meaning it's not touching the x-axis. So this time when I write the range, it is going to be 0 to pi. So instead of remembering it as numbers, remember it as patterns of curves. So it will be easy in you to remember or memorize these values. I'm looking forward to seeing you in my next video. Please subscribe to my channel for more such interesting ones. See you in the next one. Bye.